Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta. Thanks so much for continuing to watch. In this segment, we'll meet Mr. Patrick James Lynch and we'll talk a little bit about plasma donation.
Good morning, Keisha. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks so much. Well, can you give me a little history? Give me a little background about why this is so important to you.
Sure. Yeah, thank you for that. I have a condition that's called hemophilia, which means my body does not produce one of the proteins involved in the clotting process. So as a kid, I was dependent upon plasma-made medicines to frankly stay alive. I would not be here today were it not for the generosity of plasma donors. And it's not just my story. Hemophilia runs in my family. My brother tragically passed away from a hemophilia related incident, which was a stark reminder of just how serious a condition this is when untreated. And I have a 5-year-old daughter with it as well. So, good bleeding disorders care and access to medicines is something I feel very passionately about.
Oh, wow. I think that sometimes we don't recognize when we're giving blood that there is an opportunity to help in other ways. Can we talk about plasma donation?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up that way because people might be more commonly familiar with blood donation and maybe have never heard of plasma donation. So I'll highlight a couple of differences. When we donate blood, we donate all four components of blood. So that's our red blood cells, our white blood cells, our platelets, and plasma. Plasma is the liquid which carries proteins, hormones, and other material through the body. When we donate plasma, the plasma is extracted, and those other three components, the red and white blood cells and the platelets, are returned to the donor's body. And there's a few reasons for that, but in short, experientially, that's why a blood donation is about a 15-minute process, and a plasma donation takes about an hour after the initial visit.
Okay, yeah, that's fantastic to know. I don't think that we always understand how we can play a role, how we can do better, how we can step up to the plate. So sometimes just having it kind of laid out for us is helpful. To that end, tell me a little bit about your role as a filmmaker, how you decided, you know what, we need to get this word out to more people. And this was the venue that you decided to do it?
Well, I believe that entertainment is an incredible vehicle for change. And when I lost my brother, I realized that his death was brought on in part due to complacency with self care because he never fully identified with having hemophilia. He had a really good setup. He was taken care of by mom. We had a great doctor. His needs were met. So when he went off to college, it became too easy for him to disassociate, lose connection with his condition, stop taking care of himself, and tragically pass away. So, as I processed that, I thought there's an opportunity here to use entertainment to help initially young people and then eventually all people better identify with their health conditions so that they're educated and empowered to live full lives. So, for me, filmmaking, storytelling is the way, the vehicle that I have to try to make a change in the world.
To that end, can you tell our viewers how we can do better? Is there a way that we can help spread the word? Is there a way that we could learn more so that we could be better advocates, not just for ourselves, but for our entire community?
Absolutely. I would say when it comes to plasma specifically, this is something plasma made medicines are used by millions of people around the world, over 1 million Americans. And that number is growing as we are diagnosing more people with things like hemophilia or primary immune deficiency or other serious conditions. So there's never been a more important time to have people like me, like some of your viewers, who are speaking openly about the importance of plasma donation. So I'd encourage anyone who's hearing this and is interested in learning more to visit biolifeplasma.com. There's more information there about the process itself, as well as information about the 6 centers that are located in the greater Atlanta area.
Thank you so much for making time for us here in Atlanta and for continuing to tell your story. Again, as a filmmaker, I don't have to tell you how important it is for people to feel emotionally attached to certain issues. And film does that. Film makes you feel something and it makes you want to act. So thank you from me to you. Thank you for doing this. And it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Keisha. It was a pleasure to meet you as well. And I appreciate any opportunity to talk about plasma donation. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we could be a part of the solution. I know so often when I'm encouraging, go give blood, we don't always talk about the different aspects that you could do when you're giving of yourself, when you decide to give blood, if you decide to be an organ donor, those type of things. And plasma is in line with that. So please take the opportunity to go to the website, learn more, and see how you can step up to the plate. And stay tuned to more Focus Atlanta. We'll be right back.